Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Hobson, instructional coach for the district. Today I'd like to talk to you about cleaning out and organizing your Gmail. The first thing that I'd like to teach you is how to create labels or folders in which to put your emails. So what you do is go over to the left-hand side of your Gmail and click on More. Go to the very bottom of your list here and click on Create New Label. I might want to make a folder for English, and once I create that, it's going to show up on the left underneath your inbox. If I hover over the three dots, I can change the color. Or if I don't want this one, I can remove it. Or you can edit your label too if you wanted to change the name. Okay. So once I have the folder established, I can put some emails into it. So the reason I would put something into it is if I'm not done, I don't want to delete the email. It has something to do with my class and I want to save it for a later date. You could click on it and drag it over top of the folder and put it in, or you can click in the select button and then use the move to button at the top in this toolbar. It looks like a folder with a right arrow. Click move to and move it to the English folder. So now they're no longer in my inbox, they are in my English label or folder. If it gets to a time where I've finished an assignment and I am done with it, I don't need this email anymore, I can delete it in two different ways. One, I can hover over it and I can click on this delete button here, or I can select it and then use the delete button at the top. Once I've deleted something, it goes into my trash. So if I look in my trash, you'll see that the assignments are there and they will stay there in the trash for 30 days and then they will be permanently deleted. If I made a mistake and I put something into the trash that I didn't want to be there, I can grab it and move it back out to where I want it. I want it in the English folder. Or maybe this one, the other way I can do it is to click on it, select it, and then use move to and move to the inbox or to a folder. Okay. So now that one that I had deleted is now back in my inbox. The next thing I want to talk to you about is archiving. If you have folders or labels on the left and you don't want it in your inbox, it doesn't really make sense to put it into a folder, but yet it's an important email that you don't want to get rid of, you can archive it. And if you archive something, it's never going to be deleted. It will remain there forever, basically, as long as you have your account, and you can search for it later. To do that, I can either hover over it and use this down arrow to archive, or I can select it and use the archive button at the top on the toolbar. So once I archive it, like I said, it disappears from your inbox, but it doesn't disappear from your mail. To find it, you go to All Mail. Now I've got quite a list of emails in my All Mail. If I wanted to find something, I could use Search Mail, search by person or search by keyword. If I wanted to search by keyword, I could say assignment. And all of my emails that have the word assignment in them will show up. If you don't want to keep it into All Mail and you want to now say, okay, it needs to go somewhere else, either back into my inbox or into a folder, same thing, grab it and hover over where you want it to go, or select it and move it. So now that it's in archive, here it says move to the inbox. It's the same symbol, either archive or move to the inbox. If I want to do more than one, I can do that as well. I can still, once I've got some selected, I can still move them or use the button to move them. Okay. Now it shows me that they're in the inbox, but they're still in the archives as well. The next thing that I wanted to show you is that when you're composing an email, you can start, and maybe you don't know the last name or even how to spell that, but you know for a person's first name. If I knew the person's first name, I could start typing it in, and just for that little bit, those 4 letters, I've got several things to choose from. So I would choose the one, and the person that I'm looking for is right here. So I would click on that one, and it shows up there. I can put in my subject, type in my message, and send it to the recipient. So if you just start a little bit of the name, you can see that there are some others that are in our system that would show up, and then you can choose the one that you want to send it to. The last thing that I wanted to show you was how to turn off your emails in Google Classroom. Because right now, the way that it's set up is every time a teacher puts an assignment into Google Classroom, you're probably receiving an email about it. If you are like most, you're having to check your Google Classroom on a daily basis, you may not need the reminder of the email as well. And if that's the case, then I'm going to show you how to turn it off. So I'm going to go into Google Classroom. And on the left-hand side, under the pancakes here, I'm going to go to Settings. And under Notifications, there is one for Receive Email Notifications. If I turn that off, I will get no notifications at all. It's probably not what you want to do. Leave that on, and then down here under Comments and Classes you're enrolled in, you might want to look at each one of these individually and ask yourself, do I want an email from when there are comments on my post? If the answer is yes, then leave it on. Do I want an email that has private comments about my work? Yes or no. If it's yes, leave it on. If it's a no, turn it off. These are up to you. Okay. Now, the ones that you probably would like to turn off, because every single time something is posted in your Google Classroom, it'll show up as an email, are these class notifications. So when you see here, if you use the down arrow, every class that you're enrolled in will show up in this list right here. So if you turn these off, then you will no longer receive an email for every post that the teacher puts in there. If you do this, make sure that you're checking your Google Classroom every single day for your assignments so that you don't miss out. So a good rule of thumb in your emails is to keep it nice and clean and organized. Once you click on an assignment and you read it, an email and you read it, decide what to do with it. Do you want to archive it? Do you want to delete it? Do you want to move it to a folder? Do you want to create a new folder to put it into? And there are some other options as well. So if you keep that in mind, then your Gmail should stay nice and organized and cleaned out and not be bogged down with tons and tons of emails. Have a great day. I hope that helps you, and stay safe out there.